These stickers are the reason why we feel so lost, and in order to find our true selves, we really need to start. If you feel lost and disconnected, unsure of who you are, you're not alone. I found out that over 70% of people feel this way. I used to be one of them, and I couldn't really figure out why until I found this best-selling self-help book called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And anyone who's read this book will agree with me when I say it is life-changing. The book tells us that the reason why most of us feel lost is because of our upbringing and what we were taught growing up. In this video, we'll talk about why we feel lost, why the things we were taught when we were younger lead us to feeling this way, and how to find our true selves. It all starts in the first chapter of the book called Domestication and the Dream of the Planet, and I didn't really know what domestication meant, but what I learned was that it's basically how your parents, your family members, society, teachers shaped our beliefs and behaviors when we were growing up. And this is what ends up pulling us away from who we are as adults. To make it easier to understand, I like to think of ourselves as a blank canvas when we're born. Before anything's added to our canvas as kids, we're free-spirited, we do what we want, we say what we want, and these stickers represent all the beliefs, values, and expectations that are expected of us when we're kids. I had a lot of fun picking these out, by the way. Brought back a lot of memories. As we grow up, our parents, our teachers, our family members all start adding their beliefs, values, and expectations of us onto the canvas. And this is basically what domestication is. It's the outside world teaching us what to believe and how to behave. Oh, and by the way, we have no choice about what anyone adds to our canvas. We just let them keep adding whatever they think is right, and we just blindly follow along. Here's how the book explains it. We are born with the capacity to learn how to dream, and the humans who live before us teach us how to dream the way society dreams. The outside dream has so many rules that when a new human is born, we hook the child's attention and introduce these rules into his or her mind. The outside dream uses mom and dad, the schools, and religion to teach us how to dream. There's so much that we're taught as kids that we kind of just blindly follow along, even if it's not true. We're taught to always be polite, even if it means hiding what we truly feel. Boys aren't supposed to cry, that girls are weak and should always do the housework. We should get married young and fast. As long as you get perfect grades in school, you'll be successful in life. Really? To be happy, we just need a high-paying job. That failure is not okay. We're taught to never question authority figures, and we should just listen. And that's exactly what we end up doing. We follow the rules of society, and we believe all of it without questioning any of it. Over time, we end up just molding to what other people want us to be. And as all these beliefs and stickers just build up on us, we can start to feel like we're hiding our true selves underneath. And this is why when we get older, we just end up feeling so lost because none of this is what we think. This whole concept of domestication really hit home for me when I thought about my upbringing. My mom passed away when I was young, so I ended up moving between a lot of different family members. I changed schools a lot. So I was taught different things by different family members, different teachers. It was kind of like me getting stickers all over the place from different people that didn't really make sense. It wasn't just a few people adding stickers to my canvas. It was a bunch of different people adding whatever they felt was right. And this just left me so confused as a kid. And I know all of this sounds pretty bad, but the book actually explains that domestication can be a good thing. Think about it. When we're kids, we have no idea how to act. We don't know what we're supposed to do, what rules we're supposed to follow. So it's okay that people tell us what to do, tell us right from wrong, because we do need guidance on how to act and what rules to follow. All of these are important, but it becomes a problem when we keep the same beliefs that we had when we were younger without questioning if they're truly ours or if we've just blindly accepted them. When we don't filter through our beliefs as we get older, we start being held back by them. It leads to unrealistic expectations, and when we compare ourselves to it, we end up feeling so lost. And I've learned that it's impossible to be happy living a life that other people have set up for you. Another thing that these beliefs can make us do is become very judgmental people. We end up being people who just judge everyone and everything, and people who judge other people are usually the ones that are the most lost themselves. This belief system becomes the lens in which we judge everything in our lives, other people, situations, and most critically, we judge ourselves. And this is where the whole inner judge comes along. Your inner judge is basically that critical voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough. That voice judges everything we say, everything we do, based on our belief system. Say when you were younger, society told you what pretty looks like. You looked at magazines, you looked at models and actresses growing up, and you keep that version of what you think is pretty all the way into adulthood. You'll start comparing yourself. Or say, okay, this happens a lot. Say your parents are taught by their parents that being a doctor is the best job anyone could possibly have, and they teach you that growing up, and boom, you stick it onto your belief system, and growing up you believe that being a doctor is the best job in the world. So you go to med school, and maybe a year in, you start realizing, I don't think this is for me. And you start realizing there are other jobs out there that can make me happy. And that's what happens if you keep the same beliefs. You judge yourself so harshly. Oh God, my leg's falling asleep. The book explains this well. The way we judge ourselves is the worst judge that ever existed. If we make a mistake in front of people, we try to deny the mistake and cover it up. But as soon as we're alone, the judge becomes so strong, the guilt becomes so strong, and we feel so stupid or so bad or so unworthy. In your whole life, nobody has abused you more than you have abused yourself. Our image of perfection is the reason we reject ourselves. It is why we don't accept ourselves the way we are, and why we don't accept others the way they are. And this really harsh self-judgment can deeply impact our self-confidence, which makes us feel even more lost. Great. We become victims to our own belief system and our inner judge. We tell ourselves we're not good enough, we're not popular enough, we're not pretty enough. What else? I've probably said all of these to myself. Not rich enough, not smart enough. And our inner judge just sits there and says, yeah, you're not. Every time we do something that goes against our belief system, we put ourselves down. Now that we know how this canvas makes us feel lost, I think it's time to talk about how to get rid of all this. These stickers are the reason why we feel so lost, and in order to find our true selves, we really need to start peeling off these stickers and adding some that we actually want to add. The first step to peeling off all these stickers is awareness. We need to actually become aware that some of these stickers on this canvas don't do us any good. We need to question where they come from and ask ourselves, are these aligned with who I am today? And again, the author explains this in a better way. The most important agreements are the ones you make with yourself. In these agreements, you tell yourself who you are, what you feel, what you believe, and how to behave. In these agreements, you say, this is what I am, this is what I believe, I can do certain things and some things I can't do. This is reality, this is fantasy, this is possible, this is impossible. One single agreement is not a problem, but we have so many agreements that make us suffer and make us fail in life. If you want to live a life of joy and fulfillment, you have to have the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and claim your personal power. So the book even tells us that we need to figure out what is on this canvas, what we need to get rid of, and what things we actually want to add to it. We need to get rid of this limited belief system. But I do want to be honest with you, it's not going to be easy. You've had this belief system your entire life, so it's going to take a lot of time and effort to change it. I'm not telling you this so that you don't even try. I'm telling you this so that when you try this yourself, you know it'll be hard and you won't give up. Every step you take towards understanding and changing your beliefs brings you closer to your true self. If you stay committed to the process, you will see a transformation. I'm still working on this myself, but I've already noticed so many good changes in my life. I'm happier, my relationships are better, I'm more confident. So yeah, I think it's something that all of us should do. I hope this video helped you become a little more aware of who you are, but I do want to say, that's just the beginning. To truly understand ourselves, we need to apply the 4 agreements. If we apply these 4 agreements to our belief system, we can live a stress-free, happy, authentic life. And isn't that something we all want? So in the next video, we'll talk about the first agreement. And if you're becoming your best self, make sure to subscribe, but I'll see you in the next video.